Brother Donovan with the Battle Axes of the Most High. Just coming at y'all with another Thursday night, man. Edification for the nation, man. All praise and brothers and sisters that's going to tune in. All praise and brothers and sisters that will tune in. Pray the Most High just continue to give y'all the ears that are here, to learn, and continue the tongue of the discern, allowing us to continue to grow each and every day by these things, man. Like I said, man, shalom, man. The title of this class is Just Wait for It. Patience. Just wait for it. Patience. It's coming into this truth, man. It's a lot of times where we feel like we might be going hard our first year, first couple months, first couple weeks, whatever it is. But then after a while, man, you kind of get a little tired. You're like, dang, I've been keeping the commandments for, come on, man, it's Sabbath in, Sabbath out. What's going on, man? I know the Mashiach making his return. I know Most High gonna send Christ back. I know he gonna do it, but he taking a little too long. But we gotta understand these things. Like, hey, the Most High, he working on his own time, man. Guess what Christ even told you? He said, hey, I don't know the hour that my Father gonna send me, but guess what? When he do, guess what he said? He gonna leap out that thing, man. But hey, know anything? We gotta have patience in this thing. Guess what? Waiting for Christ to come back, man. Guess what? Waiting for your blessings to come, man. Guess what? Waiting for all these things. That's what we need patience for. Because patience is going to get us a long way. And that's the kind of thing we're going to touch on today, man. Shalom, shalom, Officer Yaakov, man. Shalom, shalom, Brother Aran, man. Long time no see, bro. How you doing, man? Man, we just kind of going to get into it, man. Let's go to Sirach, chapter 2, verse 14. In classic precept, man. Just going to kind of start it out like that. Sirach 2 and 14. The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience. I'm going to read that again. Woe unto you that have lost patience. Because, man, that's one of the first precepts I wanted to pull, man. Because guess what? Man, for real, woe unto you that have lost patience. That gave up on your Lord. Because that's all you doing. Guess what? You giving up on your nation, too. Woe unto you, man. Guess what? You still have opportunity and chance and grace right now. Guess what? To build your patience back up, man. Build your tolerance. Guess what? Woe unto you that lost patience, man. That you gave up, man. You already started this walk. Guess what? Most High God gave you the opportunity to even call yourself an Israelite, to even walk in a building and try to learn from like-minded brothers and sisters, to go on the streets and just proclaim, man, liberty, man, the true gospel, man. Woe unto you that feel like that fire gonna burn out, man. Guess what? It says, woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? What you gonna do when the Lord visits you now? Guess what? You going off now. You back in the world. You doing Lord knows what. Guess what? You might be teaching something that's way off from the Bible when you started off. You just might be completely thrown off. What you gonna do when the Lord come to you? Oh, shalom, Mark. What you doing? Guess what? He'll come like a thief in the night. He'll send one of his angels come see about you, man. What you gonna do then? You gonna try to hurry up and put your fringes on then? You gonna try to hurry up and try to get back in your Bible then? It's too late. But when you got patience in the Most High God, these are the things that he going to open up for you. And that's why I said, woe do you have lost patience. Why? Because it said, what will you do? And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? We got to think about that thing, man. Time when you might feel like you're getting faint and weak-handed. But guess what? Matter of fact, let me just jump up, man. Verse 12. It says, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Guess what? You kind of double-minded. You like, I'm going to keep the commandments today, but I'm going to go freak off tomorrow. I'm going to love my brother today, but I'm going to try to kill this nigga tomorrow. I hate this old man, but I'm going to put him on when I go to the club today. Man, that's the thing, man. You can't be faint-handed, man. You can't be faint-hearted. It starts here. That's what my last class, man. It always starts in your mind, man. You got to be willing. Hey, you got to know that, hey, this is the long race. Guess what? All of these prophecies got to be fulfilled. Like I said in Luke 24 and 44. All of the things must come to pass. Because it said the end is not yet, man. Guess what? All these things going on in the world, we see these things, man. World War III is on the rampant. Guess what? It's ramping up each and every day. Guess what? The U.S. is getting more involved each and every day. So our lives is getting closer and closer to these things. We might not see it now because it's not happening in our, guess what, in our land right now. In the U.S., I'm speaking. Not physically, because we know, hey, it's raining hell over there right now, man. Back where we really supposed to be, our homeland. But guess what? That's why I say you can't be faint-hearted in this thing, man. Reading on verse 13. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted. For he believeth not. Because that's the thing, man. You don't believe. And that's what comes in with your faith. You don't believe that the Mashiach's making a return. You never think he gonna come back. Or guess what? You just don't think what you doing is benefiting the congregation, honestly. You think you being an Israelite is not helping the nation of Israel as a whole. You being an Israelite is not changing your household at all. But guess what it is, man? But if you don't have patience, you'll never see it fully develop, man. You'll never see these things come to pass, man. It says, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. So in that day, when Christ make his return, when them bombs dropping and everything going to hell, and you see everybody getting beamed up, man, and guess what? There's no beam with your name on it, man. Bomb right to the face. Boom. Oh, guess what? You going through Jacob's trouble. And the Most High don't put on your spirit to be bold as a lion. Now you faint. What you gonna do then? Because you been lost patience in the Most High. You been stopped believing in them. You thought you could make it through Jacob's trouble by yourself. Guess what? You completely lost all the faith that you had in the Lord, man. And we can never do that coming into this truth. We can never lose faith in the Most High, nor his son Yahushua, man. That's why verse 14 again, it says, woe unto you that have lost patience. And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you, man? That's something we got to think about, man. That's something we really got to meditate on, man. Let's get the next precept. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3, man. Classic precepts, man. Just to kind of open it up, man. The book of 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this, first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. Now, I pulled this precept for a reason, man. Y'all just follow me with it. Verse 4, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? Guess what? When you a scoffer, guess what? You don't lost patience, man. You don't stop believing in the Most High God. Guess what? Now you going against it. Now you used to be Shalom this, Big Ak this, Shalom Akwath used to be all that. Or guess what? You should just be hard in the scriptures, man. Captain, deacon, officer, bishop, you used to go hard for your Lord. And now you saying, where is the promise of his coming? It says, for whence the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. Now you think, man, the world just going, man. The Most High ain't stirring up nothing. The angels ain't doing their job. Man, it's nothing, man. The world is just going, man. Guess what? We're going to live here and we're going to die. That's it. A good dirt nap. That's it. Because guess what? You lost patience, man. You forgot the prophecies. You forgot Christ was going to come back. You stopped believing of it. Now you scoffing. Oh, when he supposed to be coming? But he said, what you going to do when he visits you? What you going to do when he there now? You're going to be like, damn, I knew you. No, it's too late. It's too late. It's either you're going to be all for the truth or you're not going to be for it at all, man. We getting too late in the game to be, hey, they said a sinner that go 2 ways. We can't go 2 ways. We can't be fainting this thing. But guess what? If you do faint and you do fall, guess what? Proverbs 24:16, man, get back up, man. We're getting too deep in this thing to fall off. We're getting too deep, man. We're going to need strong-minded brothers and sisters to endure in this thing, man. We're going to need it. Verse 5, for this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. Guess what, man? They said they're willingly ignorant, man. Meaning, guess what? They know it, but they choosing to do it, man. They choosing to stay ignorant. They're choosing to stay docile. And they choosing to stay in that decayed state. Why? Because they stopped believing and they lost patience, man. It says, verse 6, whereby the world that was, being overflowed with water, perished, man. Come on now. Guess what? Because that was back then. That's crazy. That's some tough stuff, man. Guess what? You had the same people back then that was doing the same thing, man. Scoffing, going hard, whatever the case may have been. Guess what? The Lord flooded it, man. Started over from scratch. Now it's building back up to the same way it is, right? Verse 7, it says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now, guess what? Talking about now, today, right? After the flood, right? By the same word are kept in store. Guess what? The same thing he did to them back then, the same thing he holding right now, man. It says reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Come on now. Hey, he said, guess what? They was for water. He said, y'all though, it's fire. Guess what? Because fire that's the perfect thing to cleanse anything, man. Guess what? Officer Yaakov was bringing it out when was at the tabernacle, man. He said, man, what's the one thing that can purify anything? Fire. Because, hey, guess what? We're going to need it this time because guess what? This is the last time doing it. He said, by fire, man, I'm going to purify all of y'all as gold tried in the fire, right? Verse 8, man. But beloved, he's talking to us, man. Baruch 3:36. It says, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Because, hey, that's a lot of us, too. We think, like, dang, the Lord ain't come today. The Lord ain't come tomorrow. Guess what? The Lord might not come for another 1,000 years, but that's just a day to him. Guess what? We never know when the Lord coming back. None of us can truly calculate that time. None of us can ever read so much that we can know. Because guess what? Christ didn't know it, so what do you think you can go search it out and know it, man? But that's where that patience come in, man. That's where your faith come in. Knowing that the Most High going to deliver you out of all your troubles. But all you got to do is trust in him, man. Name one prophet. Guess what? Matter of fact, let me go back to that real quick, man. That's a rock 2 is heavy, man. That's a rock 2 is heavy, man. Watch this. Go back to Sirach chapter 2, verse 10, man. Sirach chapter 2, verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Guess what? Did any of them trust in the Lord and got confounded? Did Joshua did? Did Isaiah? Ezekiel? Guess what? The end of it is Christ. Anything that they set their mind to do, they were able to do. Why? Through the power of Yahweh. It might not have happened as soon as they wanted to. Guess what? Jonah wanted them. Hey, the Lord told Jonah, go prophesy against them. Say it's gonna get destroyed. And guess what? The Lord didn't do it on Jonah time, right? But guess what? It still happened. These are the things we gotta have patience in the Most High, man. Patience in one another. Guess what? Forgiving one another, forbearing one another. We gotta have patience. Because guess what? We trying to become the Israelites that we need to be of our forefathers of old. But at the same time, man, you working on yourself to kill that old man and old woman. So that while you can have enough patience when a Mashiach makes his return, man. It says, look at the generations of old and see that ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Guess what? You called upon the Lord, man. That should be a prayer to brothers and sisters, man. Praying for, hey, patience, man. Give me the spirit of endurance. Allow me to continue to walk this walk and fight this fight, man. Righteously, man. That should be one of our main prayers. Why? Because it gets hard. With the wiles of this world beating us down every day. Guess what? With Esau on us, with Moab, with Ammon, with the Arabs, with all of these people on our backs, man. Persecuting us each and every day at our job. Guess what? In the work field, at the schools, man. In the judicial system. It beats us up, man. Sometimes we might lose patience. But we got to remember who our true governor is, man. Who our true leader is. That's one of our things, man. Watch this. The book of let's go to Revelation chapter 14, verse 12, man. The book of Revelations, chapter 14, verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. This is our patience right here. These are the things that we're going to get comfort in. It says, here's the patience of the saints. Who is the saints? We know that's Israel, man. Psalms 148, verse 14, Psalms 50 and 5, right? It says, here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Hamashiach, man. That's how you got patience, man. Because they know how to keep the commandments and have faith in the Mashiach, man. Guess what? We keeping the commandments of the Most High God, seeing the prophecy being fulfilled, and at the same time having faith that the Most High going to send Christ back to redeem us out of our trouble, man. That's real patience, man. That's why I said wait for it. Because guess what? We coming to these last days where we got people that's literally saying that in 2 Peter. When is the Lord coming? Guess what? Ever since back then, man, things is just going. It's rolling. Guess what? I got money. I got bread. Guess what? The Most High ain't give me this. If I would have waited on him, I probably would have still been broke. But guess what, man? He said fire gonna purify all that, man. Because guess what? We need it, man. The world was wicked back then, but guess what? It's even worse now, man. It's horrible out here. That's why we need patience, man. We need wisdom. We need all of these things to be the stability of the times, man. We need, hey, guess what? We need this more than anything right now, man. You might know all the precepts. You might know how to teach real good, read real good, whatever the case may be. But guess what? If you don't got patience, you will not make it, man. You won't. Guess what? Captain Jerubbaal stated that earlier when we was at Camp 101. Guess what? He said, you might know more precepts than me. You might know all these things. You know how to break it down better. But guess what, man? Without patience, man, you caught, man. Because why? It's a game about endurance, man. Not to say that you shouldn't try to study to try to be the best at whatever you think your talent is, man. Even that Roger Talk is bringing out the certain talents. Don't mean you shouldn't try to refine and get better at each and everything. But guess what? The main thing you need in all of this is patience, man. You need patience. Trust me, we need patience. If not, guess what? We'll go off and fall back into who we used to be. Let's get the next precept, man. Let's go to Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 2. Everybody should know this precept, man. The book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Guess what? That's what he did now. Guess what? He made the vision plain as day. Plain as day. Guess what? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, y'all are the true Israelites. The true biblical Israelites. Y'all got work to do now. I made it plain. So guess what we did? It said we ran that read it. Once we read who we was, man, we ran to go do the work of the Lord, man. Guess what? You see brothers on all corners pushing this truth, honestly and sincerely, man. Guess what? At least we would hope so. Guess what? I know for me and the Battle Axes, man, we doing that thing, man. Guess what? We going out and we running to try to do the Lord, man. To continue to fulfill the vision that we seen. The thing that was made plain to us. Now we got to go out and bid our family back to the marriage and show them this same exact thing, man. We got to, man. We got to. Because guess what? Now we got patience too. Guess what? Everybody in that world, when they come against us and scoff them, we know why. They lost patience, man. They 40 and 50, 60 years old. Ain't got nowhere. Guess what? Now they see their children going through the same thing. They see their grandchildren going through the same thing. You might lose patience too if you're seeing all the atrocities that was going on with the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Guess what? It is hard, man. And for my time of me being so young, I lost patience before I came into this truth. I did. I thought my life was just to, guess what? Smoke weed, probably finish school. Guess what? And just get a regular job, make my money. Guess what? Raise some kids and die. That's really what I thought it was, man. Because I knew I wasn't worthy for the kingdom. I knew this. I lost patience in that. I just wanted to live here. But guess what? Now that we get the vision, now that it's plain upon tables, now we got to run to do this thing, man. He didn't say, oh, take it and put it off from day to day. He didn't say, oh, take it and read it for a little bit and then, oh, now you can stop running. Nah, man, he said take it and run with it, man. Guess what? That's the type of patience we need to have, man. Watch this, verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. What's that appointed time? This time that we're living in right now. Come on now, if these prophecies ain't lining up like, hey, like some dominoes and watching them crumble, I don't know what type of, hey, I don't know, hey. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. And at the end, it shall speak and not lie. Guess what? We can read Amos chapter 2. Guess what? We can read Zechariah chapter 4 about the things that's going on the other side of that continent, on the other side of this hemisphere, man. We can read it. We can read what's going on over there. These prophecies is lining up, man. Because guess what? It's not lying. This Bible is not lying. Guess what? Scientists might lie. News reporters might lie. Hell, your mama and your daddy might lie. But this Bible, it ain't going to lie, man. It's going to speak for itself, man. We can see this. And guess what? That's why we got to run when we read this thing. That's why we got to have patience in this thing. Guess what? Israelites that was in this truth 10 years ago read those precepts. They said, oh, it ain't came to pass yet. But guess what? They had patience. Now, guess what? They see it coming to pass. And what they do, that gives them a confidence boost. Guess what? 2 years ago, I mean, I could see it a little bit even when I was in the truth. But now that I'm reading it and it's actually happening in real time, man, that should build up your confidence each and every day, man. That should build your patience level up like, damn, I was finna give up. I was finna fall out. That blunt did look good. That sister did look good. That brother did look good. But dang, these prophecies getting fulfilled. I got to get right before it's too late. I'm telling you these things because that's what it said. It said, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. But it said, though it tarry, because sometimes you might feel like it's taking a long time, man. Like, it ain't came, man. Guess what? When I seen Russia and Ukraine first start, I thought, oh, that's it. We got about 3 months tops. Look how long that's been going. It said, though it tarry, right? Wait for it, man. That's the title of the class. Just wait for it. Wait for the Most High God to show his perfect works, man. Because we know the Most High God is a just, he requires a just balance, but more or less, man, he's perfect, man. So whatever's on his timing, you got to let it happen, man. That's why I said, just wait for it. Though it tarry, it's going to take time, man. Wait for it. Guess what? You didn't think you was going to know all them precepts. You didn't think you was going to be built up enough to even become, guess what, an officer. Guess what, a leader, a camp leader. Guess what, even all these things. You didn't know this was going to happen. Guess what, you didn't know the Most High God was going to bestow upon you. Guess what, a loving wife. Guess what, a leading husband, beautiful children in this truth. You did not know that. But that's why I said, though it tarry, wait for it, man. It said, because it will surely come, man. It's gonna happen, man. Guess what? But you got to keep the faith of the saints, man. Not keeping the commandments and having faith in the Mashiach, man. And it says, it will surely come. It will not tarry. Because when it come, it's going to come quick, man. It's going to come real quick. You be like, damn. And hey, guess what? That's how it should be. Because when he come back as a thief in the night, he ain't telling you when he coming, man. These probably could be rolling. But guess what? You'll never know. You keep patience in the Most High, guess what? You'll know. You gonna know, man. Let's get the next precept, man. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 8, man. Guess what, man? All these classes, man. Hey, they dedicated for edification, but guess what? These things directed at us too. They are. Because guess what? It get hard being in this truth, man. It does. Regardless if you married, single. Guess what? It's hard for all brothers and sisters. We understand that. Because guess what? Our lot is all the same. Our lot is still directed through these curses, regardless of how brothers and sisters feel. Regardless they got a good life, regardless of brothers and sisters may have a little harsher life. We still stuck in the curses. So guess what? We still going through the same thing, man. Guess what? It's hard, man. But that's why we need patience in right now, man. We need the Most High God to do these things for us. But we got to wait for it. When he give it to us, that's when we got to say, hit the water, Abba, and keep on going. That's the thing we need, man. Go to Isaiah chapter 8. We're going to start at verse 17. The book of Isaiah chapter 8, verse 17. And it says, I will wait upon the Lord that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Because guess what? He said, we waiting for the Lord, man. He done hid his face from us. He hid his face from us. He did. Guess what? We was going off. And guess what? He said, hey, I'm not even finna bother them. Guess what? Anything that they do unto me, guess what? I'm finna disannul all that. He said, but I'm going to look for him. Guess what? I'm finna go in these scriptures, man. I'm finna read. I'm finna pray. I'm finna fast. I'm finna study. I'm finna find the Most High, man. He said, find him, right? It says, behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel, from the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth in Mount Zion. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God, for the living to the dead? Guess what? It said, man, hey, you seeking the Most High God, but guess what? You're going to have people that say, hey, man, y'all just go to familiar spirits. Y'all just start worshiping the crystals. Y'all start just worshiping the stars. Guess what? Let's just go worship Jerubbaal. Let's just go worship a damn stone. Let's just go do that. That's giving better answers than your God right now. He ain't answering you. Ain't nothing happening for you right now. Guess what? It said familiar spirits and people that peep in that mutter, right? It's not a people seek unto their God. When you seeing these things, man, you should seek unto your God, man. Seek unto the Lord, man. Why? It says wait for him. Guess what? If you don't see him, guess what? Look for him. Go search the scriptures. Go meditate, man. If you feel like the Most High God ain't dwelling with you, and you feel like, hey, you ain't getting the most that you can get, guess what? Seek the Lord 10 times harder. Go seek his face. Go do more. Go pray more. Go study more. You should want to feel like the Most High God is, guess what? Showing you these things, leading you in the spirit, man. If not, guess what? He says, hey, and then we'll look for him. Because he ain't going to come to you. Guess what? He might have gave you that wake-up call, but he ain't finna search for you now. Guess what? He said you got to work out your own salvation, too, at the same time, man. You got to, man. Guess what? Verse 20, man. It says, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it's because there is no light in them. It's no light in them, man. What'd you say, Jose? I ain't even catching none of the comments, man. That's a lucky, y'all. Shalom, shalom, Jose Andres, man. Shalom, Dexter, man. Shalom, Kevin Clarity Music, man. Shalom, shalom, all y'all. You say, can you precept Isaiah 80:18 with Deuteronomy 20 and 46? 46. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I can see that. Most definitely, y'all. My bad. Yeah, hell yeah. Verse 20, my bad. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony. They speak not according to this word. It is because there's no light in them. Guess what? Anybody that's going against the Most High God that's telling you, hey, man, just go after this. Hey, guess what, man? Since I got into the stone, since I talking about transferring energy, since I done talked about these protons and these neutrons, man, my life been so good, man. Guess what? If they talking like that, guess what? God ain't even with them, man. Ain't no light in them, man. That's a dark place waiting for you to fall into it, man. That's why the Lord said, wait for it. It said, though it tarry, man, just wait for it. Guess what? Who's going to give you the best answer than the living God himself? Not these dead and dumb idols, man. Come on now. That's why he literally put that right under that. Man, the Most High God got away with all these things that he lay up for all of our people. But we just got to have ears to see and eyes to understand these things, man. Let's go to James, man, chapter 4. We're going to go to verse 13. Man, because it's patience, man. And, hey, it gets tough, like we said. But guess what? If you can do it and you can overcome it, hey, guess what? All praises for that, man. Guess what, brothers and sisters that tune into class weekly, man. Guess what? Y'all kind of keep y'all patience built up, man. Guess what? Brothers and sisters that's going to the brothers that's going to the highways and byways, man, and preaching this gospel, man. Y'all keeping this patience. Never lose that fire, man. Because once you lose it, you're going to lose that patience. And you're going to try to go about your own way. You're going to start trying to call yourself Christ so you can kind of speed up this prophecy, man. Guess what? You can't do that. There's only one Hamashiach, man. And we know that he ain't here yet. But guess what? You play with fire, watch you get burnt, man. That's all I got to say. The book of James, chapter 4, verse 13. Go to now, ye that say, or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain. Because guess what? This is people that's planning out their whole life. That's like you trying to plan out your whole week. Let's keep it small. You be like, all right, well, Monday, I'm going to go to work. As soon as I get off, I'm going to go to the gym. And then as soon as I get home from the gym, I'm going to go do this, and this, and that. All right, then Tuesday, I'm going to do this. And you don't go on throughout the whole week, right? It said, because that's what they're doing. They said, we're going to go into this city. We're going to dwell here a year. We're going to buy, sell, and get gain. We're going to basically stack up right here. That's what we're going to do, right? It said, whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. Because guess what? You might have all this stuff planned ahead the next 20, 30 years. The Most High will take you tomorrow. Guess what? He'll take you today. He'll take you right now. Guess what, brothers and sisters that's watching this class? Guess what? People are dying right now. But guess what? People are being born too. Hey, you never know when your grace will be up. When the Most High God just chose, hey, let's come on. It's time to come on. Do you have patience to wait? Do you got the patience, man? It says, verse 14, it says, whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeared for a little time and then vanisheth away. Because that's all our life is, man. It's just vapor. It's just grass. It grows and then fades away. Vapor is there, then it's gone, man. That's your life. So why waste it on folly? Why waste it doing something that's not going to profit you, man? Why would you lose patience and go back to that old man or old woman? Falling back into the things that you used to do. Why do it? You only got this much time, man. Guess what, brothers and sisters that's above 30, guess what? You probably got at least maybe 50, 40 years, 30 years promise. Because we know once you start creeping up to 60, 70, 80, it gets a little choppy, man. Why waste that little bit of time that you have left on folly? Why well back in the world and just trying to hit that cigarette one more time or hit or hit their sister one more time, man. Try to get gain, try to dwell here for a year, trying to do this and do that. Instead of just, guess what, doing what the Lord told you to do. Just do what the Lord told you to do. Wait for it. Have patience in him, man. Guess what? You on the Lord's time. You're not on your time now. Verse 15, for that ye ought to say. Guess what? He said you ought to say this. Man, that's how you know the people in this Bible was black, man. He said you ought to say this, man. It said, for that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. Guess what? You do this or that, but guess what? You better add Lord willing on top of that, man. I know anytime we say anything, man, we can be like, hey, man, I'll catch you in 20 minutes. Lord willing. You don't know what happened in 20 minutes. I just told all my brewers, guess what, at Camp 101, I see y'all like Shabbat, Lord willing. Because you never know what can happen between then and now. That's why you got to keep the faith and the patience of the saints, man. Because you never know when your time is up. Guess what? God forbid. Or guess what? Whatever the Lord's time is, as soon as I finish this class, my time could be up. You never know this. But guess what? I'd rather my time be up me doing something righteous than for him to pull me and I'm in full folly and full-fledged sin, man. That's the mindset you got to have. I'm finna be righteous with the Most High God. So whenever I get took, man, I was took doing something righteous, man. Guess what? The 7 children, man, in 2 Maccabees chapter 7. Guess what? They got killed on the spot. But guess what? They was dying doing righteous things, man. John the Baptist, righteous things, man. Guess what? All these brothers that went out hard for the Lord, man, they died a valiant death, man. They going hard for the Most High God. Guess what? Christ, all the way until he took his last breath, man, was going hard for his God, for his Father. Why? Because he understood what he had to do. He waited for it. He seen the vision, and what he do? He ran to it, man. That's why I said, for that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that, man. It says, but now rejoice in your boasting. All such rejoicing is evil. Guess what? You can rejoice in these things too. Be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, do this, do this, do this. But that's evil, man. Why? Because you're not giving the Lord his credit. Like he just can't pluck you up, man. We tell brothers and sisters on the streets every day, man, you blessed. Most High God chose you, woke you up today, man. Come listen to his word a little bit. Guess what? I woke myself up. My alarm clock woke me up, nigga. What you talking about? But guess what? The Lord woke you up, man. The Lord chose to give you more breath in your body to continue to breathe for another 24 hours. Because if a lot of people understand what the heart do all day, the heart has 4 chambers, man. And every one of them opens simultaneously, man. Guess what? That's how many, every time it beats, that love does, that's how many times it opens up. So think how many times your heart beats in a minute. Guess what? Now think about it in an hour. Now hours, now days. The Most High God is choosing to let your heart to do that. All day long is letting your heart do that. At any given time, he could just stop it. And that's it. That's it. We can't take this truth for granted, man. We can't lose patience in the Most High God because at any given time, he can take you. Guess what? Even if you're being righteous with the Lord, we know Enoch. Guess what? Righteous man, he got translated up. Elijah, righteous man, he got translated up. Why? Because it was his time, man. He kept the faith, he kept the patience, and the Most High God took him before he could get corrupt. Man, that's one thing brothers and sisters should say, man. Man, Lord, let me to push this truth as hard as I can, and if you see me start to fall, Lord, don't allow me to fall in this world, man. Guess what? Take this spirit up, man. Because that's one thing I don't never want to do, man, is I start to lose patience for the Most High God, and I fall out this truth before the Most High send Christ back, man. And that should be all our mindsets and goals, man. Let's go to Proverbs, man, chapter 13, verse 11. Now let's talk about it a little bit, man. Because we kind of tapped on a little bit, just kind of losing patience, but it's a lot of things we lose patience in too. We're finna get into it. The book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Guess what it says? Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished. Guess what? You done gave up on the Most High God. You're like, man, God damn, I'm tired of this nigga. I done prayed for him. I done prayed. I done studied. I done fasted. I done did all this. Damn, he taking too long, bro. These bills due. Damn, bro, I'm tired of this. Damn. Hey, this dope right here. My uncle, he got it right here. I can sell this. I can flip this about 2 days, and I got rent. Guess what? Them 2 days, the most I got, I could have, guess what? Gave you whatever you needed, but you chose not to wait for him. Now you want to get it in a vain way. You want to go about your own way. You want to lean on your own understanding. I'm finna get it. I'm finna get mine. Well, guess what? You go outside the guidelines how the Most High God told you to do things. Now, instead of reading what you've been taught, now you're going against it. Now you totally studying the whole wrong things, man. You studying how to confound an Israelite or confound your leader instead of studying how to get salvation now. Studying, reading up on the prophecies and see all these things unfolding. You forget about that. You trying to get something else, because guess what? You want a big congregation. You just got a big head, man. You want these things to be given to you vainly, right? And it says shall be diminished, because guess what? It's going to diminish, man. If it don't diminish now, guess what? It's going to definitely diminish when that fire hit it, right? It says, but he that laboreth, but he that gathereth by labor. Guess what? You working hard for whatever you get, man. Guess what? You want wisdom, you want knowledge and understanding. You studying hard. You want a good job, man. You praying to the Lord, man. And guess what? You busting your ass. And Most High God gonna give you the increase, man. Because he says, shall increase. When I first got into this truth, man, I didn't have the job I had now. I didn't have the situation that I had now. But I said, hey, the Most High God, hey, I prayed for something, and I stayed diligent in it, man. I put it to the side. I say, if you give it to me, you give it to me. If you don't, you don't. Man, guess what? The Most High God answered them things. It might not have been on my time, but I waited for it. I didn't go out my way vainly to go try to seek it out. Guess the Most High God gave it to me when he felt I needed it. And I'll praise to the Most High for that. Guess what? Everything that I know, anything that I've learned and studied, the Most High God gave you that in due measure, in due season. Because, hey, that's sometimes we waiting for the season to hit. But guess what? It might be 2 seasons later. Or you might have missed it 2 seasons ago. Now you got to labor and get back to that point again where the Most High God be like, okay, well, here, I'm going to put it back on you. Well, you're going to take it, you're going to receive it, let's move with it, right? But that's why it says, wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathered by labor shall increase, right? Look at the precept on that, man. Let's go to Sirach chapter 20. Sirach chapter 20, verse 9. The book of Sirach chapter 20, verse 9. There is a sinner that had good success in evil things. Read that again, man. It says there is a sinner that had good success in evil things. Guess what, man? There's a lot of people prospering in this world right now, but guess what? They don't got the Most High God in their sights at all. Guess what? They don't want this thing to end at all. Guess what? You got the Israelites saying, raise it, raise it. You got the rich and the wealthy talking about, hey, cool it, calm it down, man. I'm supposed to have 50 or 40 more years back in this kingdom, man. What are you doing? But guess what? We know our riches is stored up in heaven. That's where we should be laying it up, right? According to Matthew 6 and 19. That's where we should be laying up our treasures, right? Guess what? Think about this like this, brothers and sisters. And it is just thought about it. The Most High just put it on my spirit, man. Think about a 401k. You got a 401k here on earth, man. You've been accruing it since maybe you was 15, 16, 17, 18. However long. Guess what? You wait all the way until you turn 60, 70, and you get to retire. Now you can just fall back on all that money. You can just sit back and relax. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Everything paid for. Everything is in order. And guess what? You still getting an increase every month. You good. Now think about what you're doing for the Most High God right now in this truth. Guess what? You laying up Sabbaths, new moons, prayers, fastings. Guess what? All the repentance that you done did. Guess what? You laying it all up in heaven, man. You putting it all up there. You putting brick by brick, piece by piece, man. So guess what? When Mashiach makes his return, and guess what he said? Well done, my faithful servant. Hey, right here. You going through Judah door. You go through Levi's door. Guess what? You can lay back and relax now. All the labor that you putting in this truth, man, is meant for when you, hey, guess what? When it's over with and it's said and done. Man, come on now. That's the perfect example of having patience, man. You got patience to not, guess what, quit working now and just go live off your 401k for a couple years. Or guess what, or you can labor out through all these things, through all the tough days and bad days at work so that you can have a good retirement fund. Well, let's do that for the Most High God, man. The same way we've been laboring since way back then, let's labor now for the Most High God and on, man. Let's continue to lay up these treasures. Let's have that patience in the Most High God that He will. Guess what? Everything that we deposit in, He gonna let us cash out in due season, man. Because it says there's a sinner, Sirach 20:9 again. It says there's a sinner that had good success and evil things. Guess what? He cashed out here. He already cashed out all his riches. He wanted it here on earth. Guess what? We want it on the earth to come, man. It says, and there is a gain that turneth to loss. Because guess what? He up right now. All these things he done gained, all the things she done gained, guess what? It's a loss. Why? Because you done lost the kingdom. Guess what? You done gained the world, but lost your soul. That's Mark 8:36 all day, man. That's all day, every day, man. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to have patience and let the Most High God show you what it is, man? Show you these things. That's something we kind of got to meditate on, man. Matter of fact, let's jump over a couple pages. Go to Sirach 11:14. Sirach chapter 11, verse 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. All of these things come from the Most High God, man. All of these things, man. Whether you're prospering or guess what, whether you're going through adversity, you're going through some affliction, right? Life or death. Guess what? Poverty or riches, whether you're rich or you're poor. All of this comes from the Most High God. Come on now. All of these things come from the Most High God, right? Guess what? So you either got to endure. If you're poor right now, guess what? You better endure and labor so that you can increase, like it said in Proverbs 13:11, right? You want to increase. You better labor for it then. I guess if you're rich, you better keep laboring that the Most High God don't take it from you. Because guess what? Watch this. Verse 21. Jumping up to verse 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. Guess what, man? Don't marvel at them things. Don't even dwell upon it. Guess what? Trust in the Lord. And guess what? In all the labor that you're doing, right? It says, for it is an easy thing. Guess what? This is easy to the Most High God, man. It said, what is it? An easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich, man. Man, that's an easy thing to do, man. That's a light thing. That's light work to the Most High God, man. Guess what he told King David, man? If you wanted that, that's all you had to do was ask me. That's all you had to do was ask. And I would have gave it to you, man. But guess what? He wants to get it vainly, man. Like I was doing my last class, lust doeth rust the just. King David wanted that vainly. The Most High God said, man, all you have to do is trust in me, and I would have gave it to you, man. Brothers and sisters, guess what? You want the kingdom? Just ask for it. He'll give it to you. He'll show you the way and how to work and labor for it so you can be proud of the labor of your own hands, man. Guess what? It says, verse 22, the blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessings to flourish. Come on now. That's tough, man. That's self-explanatory, man. It says, say not, what profit is there of my service? Man, don't think about that, man. Like, damn, what am I doing this for? What am I doing this for? Guess what? Don't lose patience, man. Don't lose patience, man. Don't never ask, what are you doing this for? You're doing it for the Most High God. Damn, what am I sweeping this floor for? You for the Most High God. Damn, what am I making all these plates for on the Sabbath day? You doing it for the Most High God, man. Never question the service that you're putting in, man. Why am I going out on the highways and byways and bidding our people back to the marriage? Because you're doing it for the Lord, man. Don't lose patience and don't lose sight of that. Anything that you do in this truth, man, you're doing it for the Lord. Guess what? If you're going against, guess what? You're not keeping the Sabbath day. Guess what? You're doing that against the Lord, man. Guess what? You whoring out your brothers and sisters. You doing that against the Lord. Anything that you do, man, guess what? Whether it be contrary or for, is all against or for the Lord, man. And we can never lose sight of that, man. He says again, say, so like in verse 23, say not, what profit is there of my service, and what good things shall I have hereafter? Because if you was in the spirit and if you was reading these things, you know that, hey, for all your labor and all the things that you do, guess what? You got a kingdom in store for you, man. Guess what it says? He that endured to the end, guess what? You're going to be the same that shall be saved, man. Luke 9:62, man, it says, hey, you can't put your hand to the plow and look back. If you do that, you're not fit for the kingdom. But if you know you kept your hand on that plow from start to finish, guess what? You might have wavered a little bit. You might have failed a little bit, but you kept going. Guess what? You got it. Don't ever question these things, man. Don't ever question it, man. Don't ever question it, man. Let's go ahead and get there. Now, that was one of the precepts I was going to pull, too. I call praises. Go to 1 Samuel, man. Chapter 2. He said, start at verse 6. Oh, no, I got you. The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 6. So this is a precept for that. Sirach 11 and 14. Y'all can write that down, man. The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. That's the same thing it was saying. Guess what it said? The Lord killeth, he maketh you alive. Guess what? He might bring you down to the grave, bring you down to a lower state, or bring you back up. Guess what? Make you prosperous, right? It said the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. All these things the Most High God is his doing, right? Verse 8, he raises up the poor out of the dust. Guess what? He raised us out of the dust, man. Guess what? He raised us, showed us, hey, he let us to do all this right here, get the dust off us, and show him like, hey, man, you ain't no damn floor mat. You ain't no footstool. You supposed to have the other nations as your footstool, man. You got a kingdom promised to you, but they making it seem like you don't, man. Come on now. He says, lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, man. Come on now. To set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he that set the world upon them. Man, that's tough, man. All praise, Doc. That's a great precept, man. Come on now. We got to let the Most High God work. Let him work. Hey, just wait for it. Let him work, man. You know, everybody used to go to the club, be like, hold on, wait, let me work. And guess what? They get on there and they, hey, guess what? Let the Lord work for you, man. Let him do his dance against your adversaries, man. Let you hold your peace and watch what the Most High God do for you. Just do it. Just wait for it. Let it happen, man. And guess what? If it don't happen, that means it wasn't meant to be. But keep waiting, man. Just keep waiting, man. Let's go back to Proverbs, man. Chapter 15. So guess what? Now we talked about, guess what? Losing patience. Guess what? Losing patience to go and fall back into folly. Guess what? Now we're going to show about how a word spoken in season, having patience to know when to say something and know when not to say nothing. How it can, guess what? How can it show you, how it can, guess what? Put you in a better position, man. Whether it be with your fellow brother and sister, or guess what? Whether it be against your God, man. The book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse number 23. A man had joy by the answer of his mouth. Read that again. It says, a man had joy by the answer of his mouth. It says, and a word spoken in due season. How good is it? Guess what? A word spoken in good season. How good is it, man? Guess what? When you might be feeling down, man, and your brother just, guess what? All of a sudden, he just pull up on you. Or guess what? You might be texting me. He send you some scriptures. Man, how good does that feel sometime, man? Guess what? Sisters might be down in the drought. Brothers might be down, and y'all get that one call, that one text, man. It fix your whole week, man. Fix your whole day. Or guess what? You might be going hard against a brother, hard against a sister. But guess what? Something gets said in due season, man. Why? Because you patient with this thing, man. And when it's in good season, you waiting to do these things, man. When it's in good season, you having patience and forbearance, not to just blurt out, oh, let me just tell this. No, matter of fact, let the scriptures talk, man. Let it be in good season, due season at that, man. Because guess what? We let a lot of seasons go by where we didn't use the Most High God, man. Let's go from now on forward to have patience. And guess what? Use the Most High God and allow his words to be spoken in due season, right? Matter of fact, jumping up to 15, verse 1. The Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1, it says, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Because guess what? That's not a word spoken in season. The grievous words. Why? Because it wasn't in season, man. Guess what? We know Proverbs 27:5. Guess what? Open rebuke is better than secret love, and the faithful wounds are better. Guess what? Than lies, man. We know these. But guess what? A word spoken in due season, it should turn away wrath at the end of the day, man. Guess what? We know sometimes, hey, it's going to hurt. This truth is not no joke. Guess what? Some of this stuff has to come out. We get that. But, hey, sometimes you got to know how to respond and how to answer these things, too. Got to have patience in these things. You might be getting rebuked down to the flow. You might not say not a word. Why? Because it's not the season. Guess what? Give it time to meditate on it a little bit. Or you might be ready to get on somebody and rebuke them. Guess what? Just wait. Meditate on it a little bit. Let that anger out your body, man. Let that strife out your chest, man. Because why? You don't want to go out about these scriptures the wrong way, man. Like I said, man, you don't want to just go to the Shabbat, man. Go out there on the camp into the highways and byways and just want to cut a nigga up. Guess what? You want to build a brother up, man. Guess what? If need be, yeah, we're going to go hard at you. But that should not be our first thing, man, because it says a soft answer turneth away wrath. Guess what? A lot of us, they just lost. They need answers. They need it. It says, but grievous words stir up anger. Because guess what? When we go out there and we just yelling at them, y'all dumb, y'all this, y'all that, y'all that. Guess what? That never solves anything, man. But when we coming out with the Most High God and His Word, and it's spoken in due season, why? Because we have patience and forbearance with our people. Guess what, man? It's going to turn away a lot of wrath. That's how we got a lot of brothers to come into the truth, man. And a lot of sisters. And that's how something we will continue to do if we have patience, man. Come on. Let's get another one in Proverbs, man, chapter 20. So this last little spiel, man. Last two precepts, man. We went over about the word spoken in due season. Let's see, like, even with that, man, how to recompense a brother and sister, man. Watch this. The book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 22. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and He shall save thee, man. Because guess what? We get beside ourselves sometimes. Brother and sister might do you wrong. You be like, man, hell no. In the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh shot y'all niggas, right? That's how they do it, right? They took the Lord. Hey, they say, nah, I'm finna handle this. Let him do this. I'm finna go. I'm gonna flash out. I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna do whatever it is. But it says, say not thou, I. Don't never say something about I'm gonna do. Guess what? Let the Lord do that, man. Guess what? I got shot. Yeah, He did. Gimme got all these things, man. We know the sayings and things, man. But guess what, man? Don't never say I will recompense nothing. Guess what? You will never recompense nothing. Guess what? All the brothers and sisters that go on the streets at, guess what? Recompense evil for evil. They think that's them. Guess what? The Most High God put it on your spirit to do it. He the one that made you pull the trigger anyway. There's nothing that you can ever do that the Most High God did not have a part of. So guess what? With the understanding, you being in this truth, don't recompense evil at all, man. Guess what? Don't go against your brother. Don't go against your sister. Guess what? Speak the word in due season. Guess what? Allow them faithful wounds. Yeah, they're going to hurt. Yeah, it's going to do this. Yeah, it's going to do that. But guess what? That's it. Leave it at that, man. Let God be true and every man a lie. But that's why I said, say not thou, I will recompense evil. But wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord, man. If a brother and sister did something wrong to you, just wait on it. It's going to manifest. Guess what? It might not show today. It might not show tomorrow. It might not show in 3 months. It might not show in a year. But just wait for it, man. All the stuff that a brother and sister did wrong to you, watch, it's going to manifest itself. Guess what? Whether the Most High God make them poor, guess what? Bring them down to a lower state. Guess what? Even might kill them, man. You never know. Guess what? Kill them physically or spiritually, man. You never know what the Most High God to do. Or guess what? To a brother and sister that you see going hard in this truth, guess what? You looking at their labor, waiting for the increase. Now you waiting a week, 2 weeks, a couple months. And all you see them, all of a sudden, man, they got a lot of precepts. They got a lot of understanding. All of a sudden, the Most High God gave them a good job, a good house. Guess what? Because the Most High God works and works in patience, man. Because He's going to wait for it. Why you think He waiting to recompense Esau, man? He said, I'm going to let their sins fill up to the heavens, man. He said, I'm patient with it. Guess what? This class could have been well over 2 hours long because there's so much patience that the Most High God got for us and against the other nations not to recompense them right now today. Because you know that He itching to do it. Guess what? His Son is itching to do it. But guess what? As much patience the Most High God got for them, we got to have in the Most High God, man. Because when it happened, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. But you got to be in the right spirit and you got to have the patience. Like I said, Revelation 14, man. The patience of the saints, man, by keeping the commandments and having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. That's how we get it, man. Let me read that again one more time. Proverbs 20 and 22. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord and He shall save thee. He going to be the one to get you out of all your problems and all your endeavors, man. But you got to wait for Him. A lot of times we go about our way and not waiting for it. That's when we fall off, right? Let's get this last precept, man. We go to Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 35. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 35. To me belongeth vengeance. Guess what? This Most High said that. He said, to me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Guess what? Things I go against, anything that you got, I'm going to do it. It says, their foot shall slide in due time. Guess what? I always make this saying so you can see it a little bit. Guess what? When your foot slide in due time, what that mean? You know how somebody slip on a banana? Guess what? Your ass going to get caught slipping, man. Guess what? That's what it means when your foot gonna slide. When your feet slide, guess what? You get caught slipping, man. He said their foot shall slide in due time. They gonna get caught slipping. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow. But you gonna get yours, man. It says, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them, make haste, man. So anything that's gonna happen to any of these people, whether it be Esau, or guess what, whether it be a brother or sister that did you wrong, guess what? It's gonna come upon them one day. It's gonna happen. And it's gonna make haste when it happens, man. But what we gotta have is patience in this truth, man. Gotta have patience. Guess what? With one another, with other brothers and sisters of like-mindedness. Guess what? Have patience, man. We all coming out of the world trying to become the kings and princesses we used to be. We gotta love one another, continue to build with one another, and more importantly, have faith in the Mashiach, knowing that when he make his return, he gonna make all these nations his footstools and put us back to where we rightly deserve to be. But that's only if we got patience, man. And with that, man, we're gonna say shalom, man. All praise and brothers and sisters that tuned in today, man. I know I didn't get to read all your comments, man, but hey, all praise and brothers and sisters that tuned in, man. I just hope it was edifying, man. And hey, I hope this built up your patience a little bit, man. Just wait for it. The Most High God is willing to bless y'all and give y'all anything that y'all deserve. But you got to wait for it, man. Like I said, all praise and brothers and sisters that tuned in today, man. Thank you, brothers and sisters that give to the GoFundMe, to the Cash App, man. That money being greatly used to continue to magnify the nation, man, each and every day. Different things to continue to try to push this truth, man, whether it be new posters, new signs, guess what, gas for brothers and sisters to get certain places, food to keep brothers and sisters energized, to do these things, man. That money is being greatly used, man. The water for all the spiritual alms that brothers and sisters give out. Guess what? The righteous prayers, the righteous fast, and all the things that you continue to do for your nation, man. Continue to go out into the highways and byways. Continue to push in that truth. Continue to do everything that we need to do to get the hell up out of here, man. The water for all of that, man. Let's keep going, man. And at the end of all these classes, man, the Battle Axes, man, we always tell the brothers and sisters to keep the law, statute, commandments, man. So we always finish with one of those. So the law for today, man, is going to be Exodus 14 and 14. Exodus 14 and 14. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High, man. The book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace, man. One more time, man. The Lord shall fight for you, because that's who's going to do all your fighting, man. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. Anybody that went against Christ got what they deserve, man. Guess what? Anybody that's going against our Lord going to get what they deserve. Guess what? Anybody going against the Israelites going to get what they deserve. But guess what? What we need to do, it says, and ye shall hold your peace. We're going to hold our peace, man. We're going to keep that Revelation 14 and 12, the patience and the saints, man, the patience of the saints, man, and the faith in the Mashiach. That's what we're going to do. We're going to let the Lord fight for us, man. Because guess what? What better thing to see that you've been righteous from the start to the beginning. Guess what? You might have fell off a little bit. Guess what? But that's what we know. That's what a just man is. Or a just woman. Proverbs 24 and 16. Guess what? You go through all these things. You're going through Jacob's trouble. But guess what? You got patience in the Lord. You waiting for him. You continue to do all these things. And he beamed you up. And now you're looking at the world get utterly destroyed. These nations is going to hell, into captivity, man. What better thing for you to see that than for you to try to do it on your own, man? Let the Lord fight for you, man. It says the Lord shall fight for you. You shall hold your peace, man. Hey, we just got to wait for it, man. Because it said, in Habakkuk, it said, it shall surely come, man. It said, though it tarry, guess what? Just wait for it, Israel. And with that, man, we're going to say shalom, man. All present brothers and sisters that tuned in, man. Lord willing, all you same brothers and sisters get to tune in tomorrow. Brother Officer Barakai class. Guess what? Soldier E. Hood in the morning. Got Officer Barakai in the evening. We got Sabbath day. We got the captains, man. Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, Saturday evening. We got Captain Benaniyah. Monday, we got Captain Jerubbaal, Soldier E. Hood, man. We got Tuesday morning, we got Officer Yakov. And then we got evening Captain Maccabees. Wednesday, we got Captain Yari. Thursday, you got Soldier Razatak and myself. And then we, back in that cycle, man. So Lord willing, we continue to have patience, man. And Lord willing, the good Lord says the same, man. I'll see you, same brothers and sisters, next Thursday, man. With that, we're going to say shalom, man.